Hi guys, Shani with Healing Elements here for a timeless pick a tarot card pile reading. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and let the camera focus on the card so you can take a look at the different piles to choose from. Number 1, we have the pendulum. I love. It's onyx. It's gorgeous. Shout out Maritza. Beautiful Sagittarius soul sister who gifted it to me. I love it. Love working with it. Pile number 1, if you feel it's for you. This is timeless reading. Of course, whenever you're so inclined to come and listen to this message, it was meant for you. So pile number 1, the onyx. Pile number 2 is the seashell. A beautiful seashell. And number 3 is the crystal from the Mediterranean. Number 1, the onyx. Number 2, the seashell. And number 3, sea glass from the Mediterranean. Okay, so I will bring these piles away. We'll begin with pile number 1. And before we do, I just want to wish all of you guys tons of blessings. This is a very chaotic time energetically. I know there's a lot going on, depending, of course, where your life's at right now, post-COVID and during all of these trying times with, a lot of opinions, a lot of abrasive energies, a lot of changes. Again, this is onyx, guys. Maybe if you were drawn to pick number 1, perhaps read a book or look into information about working with onyx. And so we will start with, guys, pile number 1. I feel if you were guided to come here is important. I feel like you were guided for whether or not it is in love or, there you go, it's your card, love or otherwise. I feel as if you are looking for advice. It reminds me of a post on Instagram today. The card that came up was take heed of wise advice, of counsel. And so I feel that that pertains to pile number 1. So the 2 cards you got to start us off with, definitely feeling that you need a lot of courage and bravery to get through these, again, chaotic, energetic, very, changeable times. We have a lot going on astrologically, but beside that, there's just a lot going on in our world right now as we deal with, no matter where you are, adverse weather, different, changing schematics in your work environment due to COVID, and just a lot of separation sometimes, like in people I know's family. Some private clients have been telling me this week, similar to mine or my in-laws, if there are people who, let's say, have cancer and, others that don't want to get their vaccine. I'm not taking any sides at all. I'm always like, namaste. I, hold you to be respectful and honor your truth. My truth is, I got the vaccine. I know I'm not a reptilian. I know I'm not getting programmed. That's my truth, but I honor yours. However, there's a lot of division, despite whether or not it is the, vaccine. Maybe it's still political. Maybe it is because, there's a lot of people who do, fall into the category of, let's say, conspiracists, and I honor that too. But if it gets to the point in which you're dividing your soul group up, people that you really get good vibrations off of, there's no need for that just because of 2 different ideals or beliefs or perspectives. So I feel that that might be this 7 of Wands energy. And it is interesting because Mars in Leo is what it says on this card, that it represents a lot of fiery, passionate energy, a lot of, need for you to back your bark up with your bite, and that doesn't have to be aggressive. But Mars and Leo in this card, 7 of Wands, Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries, you could be dealing with if you picked pile number 1. But it just talks about exactly the energy that I'm feeling right now. I believe Mars is in Leo. Have to look up the astrological chart. And if you are watching this currently, when I'm going to post it, it is July of 2021. But again, whenever you were inclined, I think that there's a lot of energy from spirit letting you know there's powerful, communication coming and going. There's a lot of challenges and strife that could just be something in the air in which you're feeling like psychologically, or someone, you know, is giving to you as far as just some really, again, fiery, aggressive action type of like, I'm going to deliberately come at you in order to get a said result in a pushy way. And I feel like this is Spirit saying, have courage and have the same initiative to, you know, give people their own medicine. The Page of Cups, this keeps on coming up in private readings. So expressing yourself in a way that is spiritual and also that is delivering a message of your truth. Be courageous to speak your truth, no matter what that is. Like, there's people on here that definitely are not fans of spirit animal videos or things that are off of the radar. Let's say my testimony on UFOs, you know what I mean? But do I still persist with no apologies to keep on? Yeah, that's what pile number 1 is all about, speaking up your throat chakra. I think onyx is, you know, a great tie-in with these cards, because it's all about protecting what you know is, you know, true to your own soul, true to your own inner compass. And you can tell when you're getting a lot of kickback, when you're getting a lot of that fires, Aries aggression, like, let me just go at them. And when you walk around the corner, Mean Girls type of energy that is just, it's whooped up. It's like, you know, it's very high and volatile, and it's not because of you. Look, just like that motorcycle, high and volatile. Like, people have to have loud engines because they're cooler than you right now. That is that let me show off. It's all about me, self-centered, boisterous, you know, grandeur type of thing, if it's used in that, you know, ulterior way. But the Page of Cups is talking about a softer approach, obviously. Water sign, if you're dealing with Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. I filmed this during Sun in Cancer, in which we can have a little softer edge. So the way in which you communicate, you know, the page comes in delivering a message. If you're delivering the message or receiving the message, it's just whatever sign you are, whomever you are. If you picked pile number 1, I think the message is try to throw back a soft pitch if you're throwing a fastball. Honestly, hard to do at times, but it can be done, right? Or the message is have courage to hit them back with, you know, maybe some elusive Pisces sarcasm. Like me, I always, you know, when you give in to negative energy, or you make it freak you out, or have it affect what you do, right? Like that Mars and Leo type of aggression, high tempo energy, judgmental onto what you look like or what you are, you know, presenting yourself as. If you let it get to you, then, you know, that energy, those lower vibrations have done their job, and that's not gonna get you anywhere on your journey. So if you pick pile number 1, just head held high, whatever you need to do, just don't stop bringing your truth, your message, however unique it is. And we will take this one for you guys. Waves of prosperity, new abundance and exciting opportunities wash over you now. So if you are waiting for, you know, something to come in, perhaps the time is when you're seeing this message, or if you're looking for a sign letting you know that, you know, something is coming. Prosperity is coming for you, and I feel like you might have to, just like a private reading I did, shout out to Sagittarius energy. I feel as if the Garden and the Gate, although I'm not using the deck, it's the energy oracle card. The Garden and the Gate would be another message for you guys if you picked pile number 1. You know, you can see that you have made an excellent garden. You've grown. Ooh, there we go. We're going to give you these both. You've grown everything that you need to that's going to sustain you, and you've built this beautiful fortress, and a gate is, you know, you are enclosed in a gate of your own beautiful garden, and it's great. However, it's as if, I want to tell pile number 1, whomever you are, if you resonate, you want to explore. I feel like you need to have courage to get prosperity, speak your truth. It's all about expression and spiritually so, and I think that we express ourselves and, you know, heal our wounds when we least expect it, when we take off on a journey and we are led, you know, even tangibly to go on vacation or soul search, like tomorrow going to the beach with my mom to do some of that. So I really truly feel as if that would bring you wealth of, you know, spirit, and also ideas to kind of map out what you're going to do next as far as abundance financially. So you have two cards here, the Snake Princess, which keeps on coming up, and Beauty and the Beast, which also does. Interesting. Pile number 1, Snake Princess, is all about the serpentine path to power, number 42. So allowing that divine feminine, energy, the all-knowing and all-nurturing and really compassionate type, God consciousness, Jesus consciousness, call it what you may. I'm trying to relay the same message. It's that kundalini, that awakening, the energy, the chi that is flowing through your body, and those times in which you are able to commit to being relaxed and accepting of the, gifts that you are presented with, or premonitions, or, all in out, just amazing divine modalities that you're able to share with the world, even if this is just counseling or encouraging people. Like I go to, narcissistic abuse and different type of psychology sites. I go to, Tony Robbins. I go to Sadhguru. I go to different people who I'm just curious, what they're channeling, even if I don't wholeheartedly, subscribe to everything they say, like maybe Dolores Cannon, something like that, right? I go to all kind of different points, and then I find it within me. And when we accept those experiences that are just personal, those signs, synchronicities, those divine happenings, absolute connections with spirit that we know, and we know for a fact that this, is not generated by thought or wishful thinking or, things of that nature. Just embrace this beautiful gift that is coming upon the earth. I believe it's been coming for a while, and I feel like that's why I've talked about spiritual boot camp. Pile number 1, since 2016 especially, I feel as you can relate with me. This serpentine, this positive, type of Lilith energy, the first woman to get kicked out of the Garden of Eden, right? The one who wanted to be on her own 2 feet, independent, and didn't want to listen to, power and control mechanisms, right, from a patriarch. That's what this is all about for you guys. So maybe you're speaking your truth, and it's taking a lot of courage to do so. The Beauty and the Beast, you need some space in a relationship, number 8. So maybe the time away, giving yourself, right, time to sink deeply into self-reflection, into those daydreams, into the lucid sleep, into meditative, states that you can connect and just really feel nothing at all, and have wholeness, and have, things are going to download while you do this when you're in that state, and they're going to be there in your subconscious, like, little pieces of software, and it will come out in different ways. I believe, at least that's the way it works for me. It will come out in different ways as you go about life. So if you do need space from a specific relationship, and or all relationships, pull back. Like I just, had somebody overwhelming, putting comments about email me, and the way that it was put, it's okay to say no. It's really basic to, say that out loud. But a lot of people like me had to learn that, people pleasing, right? It's okay to say no, and that you can't, and you're busy doing other things. It's okay if the person that you need space from is very needy and won't take a hint. It's okay to, as my Aunt Bariana always said, it's my favorite, tend to your own campfire. It's okay to pull back. It's okay to really, go into that hermit mode, right? The Virgo, or the very, very introspective mode, and not have to really answer to anybody. If that's, so be it. This is pile number 2, guys. So I'll try to put some timestamps. Pile number 2, if you were guided to pick this pile. I'm going to get started with 2 cards for you guys. Pile number 2, ooh, very stiff, and we will not take all of those. I was just going to say, I think that if you picked number 2, it is that vibe I was feeling about a week ago, that everybody, really, I ended up giving about 5 readings, so I feel like you need a lot of TLC. Pile number 2, I feel like there's a lot of questioning, there's a lot of confusion, which is normal, and that's what you should know. There's a lot of chaotic energy, especially with all the aspects that we've had and everything that's going down. Here's your first card. It is, for what I feel, yes, I feel that in my body inside is almost like trembling, as if it's reminding me of the day last week. Beautiful souls that would never reach out, at least 3 of them, a Leo, a Capricorn, oops, there we go, and we'll get you these, a Leo, a Capricorn, and an Aries, all reached out, bless their hearts, and the same day, a Sagittarius, ended up, and I ended up staying up till midnight, reached out, and it was one of those soul connections, known each other forever. They never reach out, and I gave free readings and an abundance of love and support via either video or regular call or in person with this beautiful Sagittarius soul sister. So it is, if you pick number 2, like a lot of nurturing that I want to give to you. Try to soak up all of the moon's power when we get into full moon in Aquarius, which is coming, I believe, July 23rd. It's at the end of July, so check me on that. But there is a lot of inventive, creative, I feel like, energy, eye-opening. Let's get out of this, work is always great. It's constant work in progress for us to work on our shadow and, deal with all these challenges and chaotic energies and feelings like that were presented to me with those people that I gave those readings to, free soul sister readings, and comfort to. It is totally okay to bounce back, be resilient, and give yourself a break after going through all those levels of, shadow work, or getting to the repressed or suppressed memories that caused wounds, or relationships that just had a tower moment and came colliding down, anything like that. It is okay now, I feel, for you, pile number 2, to take a breather and feel like you are not alone. And that's so, cliche to say, but truly, you're not alone. And this vibe was, for the first time, literally, I believe since 2017, the Great American Eclipse, it was palpable and so common. It was a common denominator, even with people who may not want to, show it out, where you can tell by their actions, maybe on social media or in person, that everyone was feeling that uneasiness. So you guys got the Queen of Swords, yep. So that is indicative of just cutthroat, air sign aggression type of behavior and or decisive moves, of action that is going to create a new space for you and to create, like you're cutting down, I see you like with the machete actually, cutting down the jungle and shit to get to where your camp is. So I feel like you're gonna, if not already, like I was picking up on before I saw these cards, I feel like you've been going through a lot of drama that is either inside and being presented to you outside, and that's why it's so chaotic. Hence last week hearing from all those people. But the Queen of Swords gives you power. It's the throne of truth. So Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra always seek the truth. They're not always open with their 100% truth, but they seek truth and justice, hence the Libra energy. But this is Queen of Swords, powerful energy that's either coming at you that is very quirky, it could be catty, it could be precise, and that speak the truth hurts type of energy, but you needed to hear it, right? Also, you got the King of Wands, so some fire sign energy, the Throne of Fire, so feeling very capable of creation, so creating a new beginning. Like I just saw in the Philippines, they have the Manila Bay. They did this huge project and it was controversial. Long story short, I feel for you, pile number 2. You can do anything. And now it has been proven to bring back wildlife, and marine habitat is just flourishing, and it's beautiful, crystal clear, when before it was just filthy, dirty from years of rules and regulations for the bay, dumping there. So this is the energy for whatever that means to you. Maybe the Philippines means something to you. I feel like you have the power right now and the capability to do anything, and you just had to get through some real cutthroat type of, dynamics and things that were coming your way that were very unexpected. I really truly feel that for you. It's a lot of stress that's built up and come down on you, and now it's like, okay, you want to find out, is that just me? Am I, as much as I've ascended, as much as I thought that I'm doing whatever it is for you, mindfulness or spiritual practice, or, just trying to be aware of what's going on, you're wondering, why am I the only one that is just doggy paddling? No, it's okay. Anywhere on your journey you ascend, you go higher in frequency and lower in frequency, myself included. And it's not like a shaming. I don't think anyone should shame you if you allowed yourself to do some deep reflecting, do some shadow work, look at the wounds, or maybe deal with some things that you really didn't see and you're getting mad at yourself. I really feel that for you. Maybe you are an air or fire sign yourself. You also got the Fool. So this is all about taking a new approach, but quickly. So with these 2 cards, it's very quick that's going to come in. I think either you And your decision making is going to be, you know, something that's unexpected, that is totally different from the norm, that is a fresh start, that is something that is a new beginning with complete, again, I always say with the Fool card, like a non-jaded, a non-tarnished attitude. That's important for you guys, card number 2, because you know what, I can tell you right now, I feel for you guys, if you pick this pile, you have a lot of reasons to feel tarnished, and that's okay. Being tarnished and having wounds put on you, even if you did some of the, you know, hurting as well, it's okay for you to feel as if it was legitimately shitty what was happening to you, and you can feel tarnished, you can feel worn down, you can feel exhausted spiritually, mentally, and physically. It's okay. You don't have to always go with, maybe some people are telling you literally, especially like that Queen of Swords, maybe people are telling you, stop playing the victim, pull your big girl panties up. Well, you know what, sometimes that is what you need to do, and sometimes you need that plus some compassionate listening from, you know, soul family members or people who are going to support you and know that with more, you know, critique to you and more, you know, pushing that you are stagnant because you have no right to feel that way, like big deal, everyone gets their heart broken, or big deal, everyone has, you know, this loss or whatnot. No, this energy is all about, you're going to reach the Fool's energy, leaping forward into a brand new experience without being jaded, without being tarnished, with support. I really feel with support. So you'll have a lot of power to do so with the King of Wands and to get what you need out of it. And truly, you know, I don't have to tell you, this card is also indicative. It comes down to yourself, your self-worth, and so does this. The Fool is all about the Aries. It does say in this deck, Air Aquarius. I always put a connotation with the Fool as the Aries, the Fool, the number 1, right, card. I think it's 0 in the tarot. It is all about, yeah, 0. It's all about, India invented that number before 1, which is important, right? The circle, infinity. And the Fool is telling you that when you do make those decisions, that's when everything comes alive for you. I really truly feel that for pile number 2. And so let's get you guys Magical Mermaid card. This time these are really loose. Your first pile was really stiff and this one was loose. Let's see what you got with your seashell. Self-forgiveness. So yeah, maybe again, I was getting that vibe just now that you're beating yourself up for having gone through, I don't know, dark night of the soul, maybe a lot, having gone through the same lesson. Like we all do. Even the people who preach and say that they don't. We don't know what's really going on. They're just preaching to you, even when you see it right to their face. Literally, everybody has their own journey. It's so important to seek your own counsel, inner guidance, self-forgiveness. It is super important to remember to do that. So let go of old guilt and remember that you're God's perfect child, or insert any name into that you'd like. And for your last card for pile number 2, had to edit that. So 2 cards for pile number 2, the seashell. The last 2 cards, Snow White and her animal friends. You inspire trust and confidence, number 9. So definitely speaking your truth and being able to hold down, you know, what you truly know is right, is that everybody has moments, especially lately, where it is really, you know, time for healers to get healing. I always say it, but healers need healing too, especially those that are headstrong like me, honestly, and who find it hard. You know, do you find it hard because you're so trustworthy and, you know, a confidant to everybody else? Is it hard for you to then speak up with a swiftness, you know, and put your foot down into your own, you know, self, you know, exploration and feelings, and, you know, put yourself into that role of acting like the Fool is taking the first step? Is it hard for you because it's hard for you to take a look at what you don't feel, you know, proud of, or what you have not really let go of, what you haven't forgiven yourself for? Maybe you haven't forgiven someone else and it bugs you because you can't, and now's the time, and it's, you know, time for you to seek out, again, support from people letting you know you're not alone. This is totally, you know, common. A lot of people, and we will continue to, as all of the, you know, combination of things in the world stage, astrologically, everything builds and builds, and, you know, divisions grow wider and thinner, of course, as we get this thinning of the veil for more and more people. I really feel as if it's time to forgive yourself for the times that you feel like, maybe, I don't know, there was a common thing like 2 years ago where I'm like, sometimes it would get so powerful and just everything all at once, you know, coming down, that I would literally be like, okay, you know what, why did I ever sign up for this? Or why, whatever you believe in, why did I ever, you know, go through? Why do I want to? You know, this is too hard for me, this spiritual awakening. I wish I was blind again, right? That kind of stuff passes. And I'm sure if you've experienced that, or if you're experiencing that now, it passes. It passes. And then I always feel guilty, like, sorry, spirit guides, right? They know that I'm me, though. And that's the good thing. You have your team of people like me who, I love you and what you're doing, regardless if you're doing it with a positive intent and no deceit, right? I love you, like, imperfectly and perfectly for who you are, unconditionally, actually, even if you hate on me, right? Like, that's my truth. I'm speaking that to you, and I feel like you in some way need to hear that now, or in the future, when you're gonna come to those moments that might be, you know, those stop you, I want to be blind again moments. And you might not be like me. Like, I don't care how people perceive me, because I feel like weakness and vulnerability and saying those times that we feel that way, for me, is like my story and the way that I communicate to other people and relate. But there's certain people, even my daughter, she's Leo. I have 3 fixed signs, 2 Leos and a Scorpio. You know, the Leos at least are definitely one to keep prideful, as far as if they feel any setback, which, you know, whichever facet of life it would be in. So I feel like, number 2, maybe you need to just, even if it's to yourself, take a deep dive, and so get rid of everything that is kind of putting this jaded outlook on a specific relationship or a circumstance. I feel like you need to just take off, you know, the assumptions and the presumptions of what's going to happen. So this one is strange companions in stranger places. This comes up too. Challenges. Use your imagination, number 28. So definitely sensing that for pile number 2, challenges all over the place. Maybe challenges getting through this chaotic energy and all of, you know, what is in your chart. I just want to say, like, maybe you're having a Saturn return. That was rough, right? Like when people are about 30. Maybe you're having like your midpoint right now. Like Uranus, I think, takes 82, 83, 84 years to go around the sun. And when it's in a midpoint, that's also, I've read in books, to be significant. So check into your chart. I don't know, a lot of astrologers online, I'm not a professional astrologer, but check in your chart. Pile number 3, check your astrological chart and see where Mars and Venus are in your chart. And also check out what is to do with Saturn. For instance, you know, do you have any planets in Capricorn? And, or, of course, where is Saturn placed? It is on your chart in some house and in a sign. Check that out. For pile number 3, this is the Mediterranean sea glass crystal. And let's get to your cards, guys. I feel like you guys are in an explorative, like, let me search and seize the day. Feels like a fire sign. It feels like you're excited maybe for your birthday, number 3. As I do this is a timeless reading, but we're coming up into Leo season, the Lion's Gate. It's 2021. I feel like there's a lot of energy around that. I think that you're like me. If you pick pile number 3, you're excited to see what the next half of 2021 brings, because you've done a lot of work. Pile number 3, I feel like you literally have done a lot of soul searching, and that's the work I mean. It's the most important work we do, in my opinion, when we're down here in the physical. A lot of soul searching. I feel like you've done it, and it doesn't have to be in a public forum. It can, you know, be even in an intimate setting. You've done, you've done a lot of work and setting things up, I think, tangibly too. You know, I feel a lot of pentacles, like solid energy, like rooted down for you guys. Card number 3 doesn't mean that you're not feeling stressed out and feeling the chaotic energy. I'll give you this too. Chaotic energy that a lot of us have been feeling and will continue to. It just is a sign of the times. And that being said, I feel like this is and you got 4 cards, okay? I feel like this is a really strong, if you pick number 3, you're ready to, like, I just see hurdles, like the Olympics are coming. I feel like you're a competitor in the Olympics and you're ready to, with a very, very clear and concise plan and or drive, just momentum, just like a mantra of I'm gonna keep on going, like that fire sign again, very Leo, like let's go, let's do this. I know my Leo is popping, my little August 10th, he's gonna be 19, shout out. Leo season, Lionsgate, he, graduated this year, got a job, he's on fire with his girlfriend, love of his life. I mean, he's like popping, so I feel like this energy is like a popcorn for you guys. The Six of Pentacles. Okay, so distributing, this is Moon in Taurus card, redistributing, maybe you are redoing something, the six is talking about birth. You see how the six looks like almost a pregnant woman. So maybe you are nurturing something in a different way, like you had to either compartmentalize it mentally or you had to truly do some sort of moving and readjustment with the way in which you think, and maybe that's what clicked for you to get this kind of popcorn electric energy that I'm feeling. I feel as if maybe you were able to do what I hope a lot of us were able to do with this whole aspect of Saturn Uranus square. It was crazy. I have Capricorn moon and just all kind of things, Saturn and Leo in the 6th house, and it just, I want to say you definitely know how to now work with the energy better, move with the energy, and I feel like you're ready to explore and how it can, of course, be used in an abundantly beautiful way in, manifesting abundance and manifesting what it is that you can just get on a daily basis out of the days, out of the hours. I feel like you're going to seize the day. Again, that is just like, what do I want to say? The 5 of Cups. Okay, so you might be feeling, I feel, if you pick pile number 3, you're feeling the loss, but you're generally knowing how that you can transist, you can transmute. I feel like maybe you're a mutable sign, maybe you're Sag, Gemini, Pisces, Virgo. I feel like you're now understanding the loss isn't going anywhere. There is a loss there. That's 10 steps ahead of a lot of people. You're feeling as if the loss is going to give you, like, I posted me doing yoga. I'm like finally in a routine. Haven't for the longest time. And speaking of loss, I'll speak on it here because I'm speaking my truth. It doesn't bother me. If it bothers you, namaste. I respect that. I got out of my yoga routine when I had a miscarriage, and I'm like in my early 40s. So I suffered a loss. If you had any loss, I feel like you're like me. I posted me doing yoga, like with that Katy Perry song. She's a Scorpio. So that big, bold, determined, I'm going to do my own thing despite the losses, despite the setbacks, the black sheep, the black cloud, right? Just despite what's happened, I feel like you right now are in an electric mood where you're just like, I understand now the loss. I feel that for you if you pick number 3. I understand how to redistribute and how to realign, the way that I think about it, or, redistribute, again, those principles I thought about that were, bogging me down, maybe some rumination about the loss, whatever that was, crying you a river I just got. So 5 of Cups, sadness, loss, despair, and this is, again, beautiful. I feel that this is you, the Wheel of Fortune. It is, in this deck, fire, Sagittarius, and all about Jupiter, which we know Jupiter right now is in Pisces. It is going to be going retrograde any day. Again, this is timeless reading, but if it's 2021 in July, it will be retrograde going into Aquarius at the end of the month and staying there for about 6 months. Jupiter is doing a lot of, obviously illuminating what sign it's in, which is the Aquarian revolutionary, the new idea bringer, the creative inventor. So almost humanitarian and inventive about what is able to be expanded upon and learns to be worked with in a new age type of way. So I feel like for you, again, that's what you were able to do that whole thing in astrology. This is what you're doing in life, Jupiter into Aquarius and having some time to really think practically, like that 6 of Pentacles, on how to redistribute the loss. And you're feeling as if right now you can use, I feel like you can use, whenever you came to read this, you can use the energy that you're attached to now, or you're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel big time. You're like at that end of the tunnel, you're breaking through. Like, again, I see an Olympics for you, like jumping over hurdles, no problem. Going through as like the winner in the race, like through the tape, no problem. Wheel of Fortune, It is a major arcana. I bless you. I feel like that is majorly what main energy I'm feeling for whomever. It's like an excitement that I'm feeling who picked number 3. And again, a fire sign, the Queen of Wands. Yes, you know, the throne of determination. You're determined to get to that point. You're determined to be, you know, as much like you're going to reap what you've sown already. I feel like, again, you've done the work. You're energetically popping like a popcorn because you understand the loss. Like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger is so simple, but very, very true. Say that a million times as your mantra. You have very strong fire energies. At the end, you know, giving you a lot of backing, a lot of courage, you know, that determined, again, momentum. I feel, again, from the moment that I started reading for this pile, number 3, it's just ferocious what you can do in a beautiful way to give your light and to shine despite what has happened to you, even setbacks recently. I feel like you are able to be resilient, whatever sign that you may be. Let's see what you got for the mermaid cards. Pile number 3. And maybe, you know, get into some archetype type stuff. Like, it's so interesting. Pops out. It's interesting to get into anything like numerology or archetypes from, you know, the Greek stories are just so interesting. You know, the tales always seem to have a fluid value in them for a moral purpose, right? To let us think of it at least like that for our lives. A blessed change, yeah. So a major life change brings you great blessings. And so definitely feel as if whatever you shed, like a snake skin, whatever you lost, whatever, you know, chaotic energy that you persevered from, and now you're turning around and ready to sit on the throne, you know, be the Queen of Wands, that fire sign, electric energy, not stopping, you know, not stopping for anything. So let's take the other one off the top. You got bats in the belfry. Who can achieve great things? You can achieve great things. Number 7. Beautiful. You're going to achieve great things. The Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Wands. And it is because you've gone through the loss and done the work and truly been of service to others. Okay, number 3, the mermaid and the turtle. An elder will teach you. Number 25. So maybe like me, look into, I'm always trying to soak up stuff like a sponge. I promise to try to still do that for, you know, the remainder of my life. Always stay open to concepts and have, you know, watch on YouTube and have inquiries and pay for certain memberships, or in the future go to, you know, additional retreats and just learn. Even if I am not akin to 100% of what I am being told, I always like to absorb, and I end up getting so much beauty and understanding and wisdom. So if there's someone who is an elder, perhaps even someone who's been, you know, doing whatever you do, your craft, or maybe in relationships or whatever it is for you that you're working on right now. For guys who picked card and pile number 3, it's okay to trust in someone who's been there, done that, and listen to their story. And again, you don't have to do exactly what their solution was, but listen to it and just know that there is an understanding in validation, and there's a healing that happens when we tell our story and we're heard in you know, a very compassionate and non-judgmental light. So thank you guys. That is the end of this very long video. Pick a card, pile reading, tarot card reading for any time that you were guided to come and see it. Blessings, love, and light. Serious lot of good vibage your way. I know everyone needs it. I appreciate always every single person who views, comments, likes, and subscribes. I really do appreciate you guys, and I send you tons of positive vibes always. Bye bye, guys.